is to go back start from the beginning to all the way where you are now. You coming out of jail, you know what I mean? You really been rehabilitating your life, getting your stuff together, you know what I mean? So I want to be able to give the audience a full story, you know what I mean? Okay? You tell me when we good, John.
Okay, 1 sec. Just about.
And we can,
The mama not picking up.
you don't have to censor yourself, you know what I mean? Say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Okay,
Talk how you want to talk, we'll edit it later, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Well, first, is you gonna let me? Well, I mean, I'm gonna have it already, so that's not an issue. But the interview. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I see it before you.
Yeah.
Make sure it's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as seeing it before, because I usually what I do after the interview, it takes me probably a day or two to edit it, and then I start putting out clips by Tuesday, and then the full interview, I have it up and ready by Thursday.
Okay.
So what I can do is upload it, or if we having a conversation, anything you say, just tell me, you know, after the interview when we leave here, hey, I shouldn't have said that. I'll take that out, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'll do that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You good, John?
Yeah, we're rolling, man. Anytime you're ready.
Instagram video.
Oh yeah, put your earphones on silent or buzz.
Is out there?
2, 3. What's happening? This is the Tap In Podcast. We are live inside of the Tap In studio. Man, I got a special guest all the way from Chicago by way of Tampa. How you doing, Miss Jackie Montanez? How you doing?
Yes, I'm blessed.
Good. Put that microphone a little closer.
All right.
Yeah, so the people can hear. I want the people to hear this.
All right.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm blessed. Like I said, I'm free. I'm blessed.
That's what's up. How you like Texas so far? From what you've been able to see?
I mean, it's different. I'm dying to go to Six Flags.
Six Flags?
I keep
Okay.
seeing it out my window like, okay. Maybe
Is
I
it
should-
open?
Yeah,
It
so
is?
I saw that Superman thing.
Oh, you getting on the Superman?
I ain't never been to a movie park now. I ain't been there yet.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna go up all the way now.
Oh.
I said I just want to do something.
Okay.
I said I was gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm too scared. I got old and scary now, so my level of what is it called? I don't know. My level of being scared is so low now. Like I don't want to be scared. I don't want to do no roller coasters, no crazy shit like
I
that.
feel you. I feel you.
So I am so interested in your story, and just to touch on a little bit. You went to jail when you were 15 years old,
Yeah.
and did 31 years. And how long you been out now?
6 months.
That's it? Oh man, welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome home. So you from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
You from West Side of Chicago, South Side?
West side.
West Side.
Northwest.
Okay, all right. What was Chicago like growing up as a kid? What was that like?
I was living in the middle of gangs and drugs, and even in school, that's all you saw was gangs, drugs, and violence.
Really? What, see, I'm from LA, right? So I understand LA gang culture, but Chicago gang culture seems so different from what I know as gang culture. Because I know they got something with the hats, they got the pitchforks, then they have, you have to give information or something like that. Can you break that down a little bit?
Okay, well, one thing about the Chicago gangs that I can say back then, they're so different today.
Okay.
Back then, we had it to where it was loyalty. Back then, we had it where it was family. They had your back, they fed you, they clothed you. You know what I'm saying? They was there, so you didn't have a problem doing anything and everything for them. They were the family that you didn't have. So, the fact, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we do have our hats with the big old D and the fork and the Nazi sign, which represents Hitler, rest in peace. And, you know, we wore it to the left, you know what I'm saying, to the right, and bang into, you know what I'm saying, to the left, like we would not fuck the left, you know what I'm saying, those
Okay.
but we are to the right, and you know, we represent 1700 Twilight. So, well, I did. And like I said, we're versus now, we're against each other. The game, there's no loyalty. Like, I would fear my life more with the same people that I went to prison for than I would with the game that I played.
Really? And that's because you just seeing it from what's going on in the streets now?
Yeah. I mean, like now I'm not affiliated no more. I don't bang no more. Thank you, Jesus. He gave me a second chance, and I gave him my life, and I promised him that if he blessed me, I'll bless somebody else. And I was given my second chance at freedom. So the gang life is not. I do not get it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I just try to keep other people from making the same mistakes that I made.
Now, what age did you start getting affiliated with the gangs?
My stepfather was a gang member of Latin Kings, and my mother, and she rests in peace. So my family was always affiliated with the Latin Kings. So growing up, my stepfather was a big time drug dealer, a big lord of Latin Kings. You know, that was his set. So growing up, I was always trained. I didn't have the Barbie doll and the teddy bears and the childhood that I was supposed to have. I had watching my stepfather beat people, kill people, get high, sell drugs, do all this. So that's the life that first of all, I want to make this real clear. Getting in the gangs of Chicago was not a life that I wanted. It was a life that was given to me.
By your stepfather?
Yes.
How so?
Because growing up, my stepfather, he saw the potential in me. He saw potential in me. Because growing up, we didn't have a good life. We had as far as financially, we had a great life. My father was the best provider ever. You know what I'm saying? He took care of his family, everything. But him being in the gang, he was an addict, so he was very abusive, physically, sexually. He was very abusive. And so he used to abuse my mother as well. He used to beat my mom. You know what I'm saying? Beat his kids. But I was always the one that if he started beating my mom or hitting my big sister, I would jump in it and hit him so he could stop hitting them and hit me. So I was the fighter back, so he saw the potential in me. You know what I'm saying? I could take an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Because of that man. Today I know how to fight because of that man. You know what I'm saying? So him knowing that, oh, she not no scary ass no bitch, this might be the one. So he was training me to be what he wanted me to be for his game. But I just didn't like the fact that, to me, I felt like the way the training went. I mean, I've seen my father fight and do whatever you did. You know what I'm saying? That's the lifestyle. I'm a firm believer when you join the gangs, you can end up dead or in prison for the rest of your life, and that is the truth. So I watched that lifestyle with him, but the way that the training went with me, I was always being molested, raped, and touched on by his gang members, by him. You know what I'm saying? So it built the anger in me. I didn't have I love you, baby, good night. I have every word in, I love you, baby. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have that type of childhood. I had I'm beating your ass, or I'm fucking you, or you know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn how to make drugs and do drugs. You know what I'm saying? It was always that type of a household.
And what age is this?
I started being touched at the age of 8, about 7 or 8.
Really? By your stepfather or
Yes,
just
my stepfather.
Really?
It started off with my stepfather, and then as it started, you know what I'm saying, going from touching to escalating, his friends started doing it, his gangs started doing it, and I started to develop a hatred for the Latin Kings. And So growing up, by the time I was 12 years old, I'm like, everything that you had taught me to do, everything that I had seen you, and knew my father was, he's not scared of nobody, and everybody's scared of him. I didn't have moments where DCFS was called on my daddy, and they was coming to remove me. I had went to school, my ear busted open and ribs swollen and everything, and they was coming to remove me from the house, and my daddy said, you can take her out in a body bag and your body bag too, and they left me there. And I have documents of DCFS saying we were threatened by the father, so we left her there.
Really?
And I was a child. So everybody feared him. Everybody feared him. Police officers, everybody feared my father. My father was a very fearful man. So my mother feared him. God bless her soul, and she was a good mother. She tried, her very best. My family, who tried to help in the situation, but couldn't out of fear. So thank God today, thank you Jesus, my father is a pastor, turned his life over. He does not gangbang, he doesn't do no drugs. He turned his whole life, he dedicated his life to his grandkids. He's raising his grandkids, and he works hard to the bitter bone to make sure that they have everything that they need and want. My mother died in 08, and I was his very best friend. And he was there for her, and I'm grateful because he was there for her until she took her very last breath. But thank God that he brought my mother to Jesus, and they found Jesus together, and they changed their whole life. When I say their whole life, sir, my dad don't look at a drug. He wouldn't dare look at no gangbang stuff. He's very apologetic. Every time he talks to me, he'll be like, baby, I love you. I'm sorry. I'm like, I love you too, Daddy. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I forgive you. I forgive you.
Yeah. Okay, I want to back up a little bit. So, do you have a relationship with your biological father, or?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And where was he in when all this was going on? Do you even know?
In fear. Everybody was in fear of my dad. In fear. He would not approach my dad. He used to speak. He'll come by the house, drop me off. Somebody be like, hey, okay, how you doing? Okay, we gone. I was like,
Damn.
nobody's coming to help me.
Yeah.
I can go to school with black eyes, broken ribs, broken arms, legs.
So I'm just imagining it being a 8-year-old going through all this and feeling like I don't got nobody to protect me. You know what I mean? And
it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm just gonna keep it real. I had nobody to protect me, but he was my protector.
really,
My daddy would never allow anyone to hurt me. Like, yeah, when he finally found out that his gangs would touch him, because I don't know what the hell it was when we growing up. All the grown men wanted to touch on me. You know what I'm saying? But he did not. He's very protective of his family. Fuck what he doing, as long as ain't nobody else doing it to us. So it was always a double shield. Nobody could protect me from him, but he protected me from him.
was he like that with your siblings too?
No.
He was just like that with you?
Yeah, I had the bad, the worst. You know what I'm saying? They got the beatings. I just got the worst. But that's because I was a loud mouth and I was quieter. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they wasn't. So they didn't get what I got.
Okay, and then from 8 to 12, you said is when you 12 when you actually joined the gang?
Yeah, I decided to do the opposite game.
At 12 years old, I know the stuff that you went through probably made you have to grow up a little faster, right?
So wrong.
And so at 12, making that decision where you're going to go opposite of your dad and you see all the fear, what was the thought process in that? Do you even remember what even made you like, you know what, I'm going to show your ass. I'm going to go over this side.
I think the time was when my mother had decided she couldn't take me being who I was. And she decided to give me to the state. So I was like, okay, you choosing a man on me. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the streets, ward of the state. So I'm like, I'll be damned if I'm not home. I'm at the house getting abused by my daddy, and then I have to go to the state and get abused by somebody I don't even know. So I took this to the streets. I went to the streets. I ran away. So as I was running away, and I was like, man, they got me fucked up. I know how to hurt them. And I went right to the opposite game. Everything you taught me to kill, to do drugs, to sell drugs, to deliver drugs, to count money, to drive, everything that you taught me, I'm gonna use it against your game. That's what I mean. The anger that I had towards him and the hatred that I had towards him, I knew that if I came for your game, it was gonna get you.
Goodness. And what was his response when he found out that you were? Was he angry at you, or was he trying to?
No, of course. I mean, but I'm still his child. Once again, he's always going to protect me. He was very angry. He was like, stupid ass bitch, they gonna kill you. But in the same breath, he's telling them like, y'all better not touch her. If she's around me or she around any of my family members, she is off limits. Now, if you can catch her dumb ass by herself, I want to see you kill her because she a beast.
Gosh,
She a beast.
damn. Yeah, God damn. And this is your stepfather. Okay. And so, and from 12 years old to I guess the time you went to jail at 15, you were running drugs, doing drugs. What kind of drugs were you doing?
I was delivering on Greyhound buses from Chicago to Miami to Tampa to Minneapolis. I was on a Greyhound bus because back then they weren't searching them like they do now.
Yeah.
Back then you could go with a whole suitcase, a kilo of cocaine, and walk in that bitch like, They wouldn't even pay attention to you, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't even ask you where your mama at. You know what I'm saying? Go take your dumb ass on the bus if you want to. And I was traveling just, my dad had taught me all this. I know how to wait.
Who did you know? Like at 12 years old, 13 years old, who do you know in these? How do you make contact with other people in these other cities?
My daddy's connects. My daddy was worldwide. My daddy was known. And I was not no dumbass kid. I would watch my daddy every move. Everything that he did, I wanted to do it too. I wanted to show him, okay, I can do it like you. Okay, I can do better than you. I can do better than you. And he used to always say that to me too. He used to install in my head like, you do better than what I do. You gonna be best at anything you do. You gonna be the best. And I took that to my mind, like, okay, whatever route I go, I better be the best at it, and I'ma outdo you. And so I remember his connects. I remember his friends. I remember the ones that weren't gang members that he was selling drugs to or picking up drugs from. I remember all this. So when I hit the streets, and they knew my face because I stayed with my dad. I was with my daddy more than I was with anybody in the family. So they knew, oh, okay, they go Jackie. Okay, where your daddy at? Well, he needs something. I'm like, yeah, he needed it. Come on, run it. So they knew, they were so used to me doing that when I started doing it on my own, it was nothing. By the time I was 13, I had my own crib, my own car. Nobody knew my age, not even my gang members, because I was literally driving cars, sometimes different cars every 2-3 weeks because I was known and I had to change up.
I can't even imagine me at 12, 13. Who let you sign for an apartment or a house? Who?
Actually, I got an apartment underneath my aunt, and she had 2 boys, and my daddy came to sign for that apartment. He told the landlord, like, look, I own buildings, but I ain't got no room. I need her to have this apartment, and she needed that. And he gave the landlord all the money. My auntie lived upstairs with her 2 sons, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
Oh, God dang. And at what age did you move in?
I moved in about when I was almost 13. Once I hit the streets and I started doing what I had to do, and I called them and I told them, like, look, I got enough money. I just need to get my crib. Like, all right, come on. And I asked my auntie, well, come stay with me. I don't want to stay with you. I want my own shit. So she was like, well, they got apartments down in our building. It's a complex. And that's what I want. And I went and got my own crib.
So you had your own crib at 13. Is it in the rival's neighborhood or is it in your neighborhood?
It was neither. It was still folks. It was IG neighborhood, Imperial Base neighborhood, and we wasn't at work, and they were still folks. So I was okay. We wasn't in war just yet. We ended up being at war maybe months later, where they smashed my apartment in and jumped on me or whatever. But at that moment, we wasn't at war. So I just went from there to the next crib. I was stacking up money, making my money. I was graduating from an apartment to a house to a, you know what I'm saying? I was just graduating up. Like I was making myself known. All of that kids know who the fuck I was. When they said local E, they knew that bitch. That, you know what I'm saying? I could just see the hatred they had. Like, I'm gonna kill that whole one day. And I used to love it. Like, bitch, you gotta send a killer to kill a killer. Because I'm gonna kill him. You know what I'm saying? And I used to love the fear that I would put in people. Because I knew I was my daddy child. I'm my daddy child. You better know I know the best.
So when you go to the other games to even get, I guess, put on or get established, what was that process like?
I got jumped on.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay,
really
so
jumped.
standard.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when they try to do the girls, I'm like, oh, you can have sex with all of us in here. No. You won't have to go my ass. And I'm gonna take that ass probably because that ain't shit compared to my head. So I can take that ass with me. So I did. I got jumped in. You know, they fucked me up pretty good, but I was okay afterwards. They shook me up and we went on like we was family forever.
Was it guys or girls?
Guys jumped in.
Really?
But that's only because I came in with a position. I came in being chief. I was never a soldier. I came in being chief because they knew of me. I was, you know what I'm saying, living a block or 2 blocks away from me. So when I decided to do it this way, yeah, I fuck with her. Like she won. She won. So
Explain what's chief and what's the hierarchy?
you have your soldiers, you have your bishops. You have it's different levels. Your top is your prince. You know what I'm
So
saying?
he's the very top of the game.
Yes, and then you come on down and you have your, you know what I'm saying, your chiefs, your bishops, so it's been so many of them since, but me, I was a chief over all the lady maniacs. So, but at the same time, the men's respected me. Anything I said, that's what it was. You know, they didn't have an issue with it because they knew, oh, look, I saying it is wrong. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's do what we got to do. Get it right. But they knew, like, with the girls, I wouldn't allow somebody to come into my gang and we're having sex with one of my brothers. You do not, this is not that. You're not going to have my brothers fighting each other because you're fucking the whole crew. So if that's what your intention was, you're not right. That was never going to be. But then once again, that was a mentality of being a child. Because after serving so much prison time and looking back at it, I think I was the dumbest bitch in there. I think that growing up, I was a punk. I was a coward. And that I needed that attention. And I was looking for that type of attention. And that I just feel like I should have went around shit different. Like I just feel like from 15 younger, that life was just, I was actually scared. I was a scared little kid trying to be something I really wasn't. And that saying that they say a scary motherfucker kid is true. It's actually true because I was one of them. And while everybody thought that Local D was this big gang leader and she was so tough and she was a beast and I was a scary bitch. I was scared to death because I just knew that people was going to kill me, so I'm going to kill you before you kill me. If I know you're going to whoop my ass, I'm going to whoop your ass before you whoop my ass. Because I know you're going to whoop me. So now my scariness used to come and I'm like, okay, now the beast is coming out. Because you ain't going to make me look dumb. You ain't going to whoop my ass in front of everybody. So now I got to whoop your ass and show you, you know what I'm saying? But the whole time my heart beating 5,000 times a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, please don't whoop me in public. You know what I'm saying? Please don't whoop me. I got a reputation at home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's just looking back now, and that shit wasn't cool, bro. Like, I try my hardest to explain to my niece and to my nephews and all that I hate what I was. As a child looking at my hated that.
Yeah. Can you tell us about, I kind of know a little bit of the backstory about the day you went to jail or what you went to jail for. What was that? What was that day like, and what was going on that day?
A friend of mine was murdered by black kids.
How? Do you remember?
He was shot. He was killed and shot. Towards rest of the
Was he a part of your gang or?
Actually, he wasn't. He was a deaf boy that my gang used to take to school. But because they used to only see him in the gang's car, they thought he was a gang. So the night, the morning that he was killed, it was my turn to take him to school. Because he didn't like going to the other schools. So it was my turn. It was Mother's Day. He jumped in, like I said, he was deaf. He jumped on the passenger on the driver's side. It was like, you know, like telling me to hurry up, but I had to be working that whole night selling drugs. So when I was changing shift, I was giving them the guns and shit and giving them the money and the drugs. And I'm going home. So in the process of doing that and me talking to him for lunch, a car passed by. So that hit me because it happened. So that fucked me up. And I was like, fuck. So, you know, we had our thing and one shit, that's another. And two guys in the thing. I really don't want to get into details with that out of respect for the band. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm not who I used to be. And I don't want this interview to present to people like, damn, she's still loving me. Damn, she's still a baby. I don't glorify nothing I did as a child. Mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want kids to think like, because I've had a lot of kids who wrote me in prison. Oh, you're right. I'm your biggest fan. I idolize you. When I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you. No, what? So I don't want people to hear this or see this and be like, yeah, that's love deep. No, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, a mistake, you know what I'm saying? A mistake happened, two men lost their lives who also had kids and family. You know what I'm saying? And yes, they were gang members. Yes, one of them was involved in the murder of my friend.
So one of the guys that got killed was one of the guys who shot your friend? Oh wow.
Yeah, so, you know, they did end up, two people ended up dead. Like I said, I respect the Reyes and the Cruz family. Drag that on, you know what I'm saying? Because I can understand their anger and the fact that the person who killed their son and their brothers is walking the streets. Even 31 years later. They don't have a chance to get up out the grave. They have their chance to do something. So, you know, my apologies to the family, my condolences, because, like I said, I was a kid and I was stupid. Stupid, you know, and I don't know, for some reason, when I pulled the trigger, I didn't even think they were going to die. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking in my head. Like, oh, they'll get back up. Maybe they won't die. I've seen people get shot in the head before and still live. In my head, I'm thinking these boys were going to die. You know what I'm saying? But I was stupid. I was high. I was gang banging. It was just stupid, plain stupid. And I lost my life behind it. I lost the chance watching my nieces and nephews grow up and being there for my mother and losing my brothers. I had a brother just murdered last month. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much that still goes on in this world in results of what happened.
Yeah. And I don't want you to go in detail, you know, especially because I can see on the other end, you know what I mean? Like, this bitch is out here still talking about, you know what I mean? So I get that. What was interesting to me was the day after the conversation you and your stepfather had where he was trying to get you. Yeah. What, like, how did he find out so fast and how did, like, cause
they called him. My car rolled up on me after the second one was shot and killed. The car rolled up on me inside. Exactly who I was.
What car? Like who?
A Latin King.
Oh, okay.
A Latin King drove up and he looked and he was like, fuck. And he looked down and saw that one of his brothers was laying on the ground. So instead of going, I assumed that he was going to go get his boys and they was going to give me. But instead of going to get his boys, he called my stepfather and made a deal with him. So my stepfather gave me money and drugs and I was able to walk out the park alive.
So, okay, that's just crazy. So he sees you there in the park, and and he picks up the phone, calls your stepdaddy, and says, "Hey, give me money or drugs."
He was like, "You want?" He was like, "What you gonna give me?" Because this bitch just killed my boy. Because he didn't know nothing about the one guy. He just saw the first time out there. So he was like, "She just killed my boy. How do you have this?" So my father was like, "I got you." You know what I'm saying? Just let her go. I got you. They let deal or whatever. And I walked out that park alive.
And what made you not go to Puerto Rico? Like, what made you? Because while I was listening to you tell the story, I'm like, it was like a movie to me. I know this is your real life, but to me, I was like, go to fucking Puerto Rico. I'm talking to my phone, saying, why don't you just go to Puerto Rico?
The truth. I was hoping they killed me. And that's something I never shared.
Why?
I mean, first of all, I never thought that I would live past 16. My lifespan was to 16. I didn't see myself living past that. So, when I took their lives, and I saw my friend die, and I went to my friend's funeral, and I saw him in the casket, and then I saw how, even though I had my house, I had my car, I had a life, but I was empty inside. I didn't have my mom. I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? I still longed to be the child I never was. So the reason I didn't go to Puerto Rico was because I was really hoping that I didn't have to go. And I was so much more power to take myself. So I was hoping.
That is like, man, Jesus. And I applaud you in a way to just being able to recognize that and be able to speak that. Have you forgiven yourself for that incident? Because I think the only true really healing happens is you can ask for forgiveness from everybody else, right? But until you say, you know what, I forgive me. I forgive myself for this crazy act that I've done. And then you were able to process it and move on.
I would never forgive myself. I could never forgive myself for not only taking their lives, but I ruined my mother's life. I took her baby life. I'm saying she couldn't. I had to watch my mother cry every day and go through everything about her baby. I watched my mother suffer from cancer and die. All because of what happened. People say my mother had cancer, she died of cancer. I said, my mother died of heart, a broken heart. Just to watch her baby in prison and say they never thought that would happen. No, I have not forgiven myself. I took 2 lives, and they had kids. So like how I'm missing my mom, I know they missing me. And that was my fault. That was not nothing that just happened naturally. Or they got a disease, or they had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? They were murdered. They were took it from my kids. I can't forgive myself. Like, they got grandkids that never knew. They got a doctor. One of the boys got killed that night. His girlfriend had his baby. She never got a chance to be with him. And that shit fucked me up every time. I don't care how hard I try to act for my family. Oh, I'm good, I got this. At the end of the day, every night before I lay myself to bed, I always say, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jimmy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I can never forgive myself. You can forgive me. You can go ask for that. I was watching the movie one time, and then when he told his son, you can steal something and ask him, give it back and or pay him back and say, I'm sorry for doing it. I can't do that with them boys. I took their lives and I can't give it back. I can't tell their family I'm sorry because like I said, I just lost a brother. You can't come tell me you sorry, motherfucker. You just killed my little baby brother. I don't want to hear it. So I understand their pain now. So that's something that truth be told, I don't even want to come home. The law changes it. I never asked for this. I was okay with having life in prison. I was okay being punished for the crime I committed. So it's like, no, I would never forgive myself. That's something I'm not going to allow myself to forgive myself about. Because I'm going to punish myself to the day I take my last breath for this thing.
I mean, I hear you, I understand, but I think the only way that you can actually help more people is acknowledge, yes, I made a huge mistake. I made a huge mistake, you know what I mean, that day. But the only way that you heal and you become that beacon of light for other people that are in the life that you were in, is you have to begin with you first and then work outwards. You know what I mean? Be able to forgive yourself and then do the opposite, right? As much bad as you did when you were a minor, now that you have a second chance, you can double the good that you do now.
I try.
That, yeah.
I mean, I'm trying it. I am trying it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I try to help you. Just the other day, we went to a group home.
Mm-hmm.
I drove by the group home and I reversed and went in there and was like, come on, baby, take these boxes of chickens out my truck. Get you 2 big boxes of breaded chicken and get you a big old box of wipes. Hand sanitizer. They was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, no, take it. And I looked at my niece and I said, man, I used to be in a foster home. I used to be in a group home. And then I went to my aunt's house and I was like, look, because we get Publix on Sundays and Mondays and I always pass them out to the Publix. And I was like, Mom, I'm going to go ahead and give Sunday nights to this group home. She was like, what you mean? I said, Mom, that was me. She was like, they so bad, police always over there. I said, Mom, they miss their mama. And if they not miss their mama, they got accustomed to being there. That's the life I live. I know that lifestyle. So I tried my hardest to help them. I was took my cousin to go pay some he was paying his tickets off. And there was a lady next door, next to us in the next little window, and they were telling her they was gonna turn her lights off. And she was like, I just had a baby, please don't do that. And they was like, we don't have no down payment right now. We're not doing no more payment plans with you. You either have to put some money down now or I'm turning off. Being so mean. I pulled out $100 and gave it to her. That was just like, here. She was like, what? And I watched, I thought maybe, okay, she gonna cuff it in her pocket or, you know what I'm saying? That lady gave a whole $100. And the lady, the register from my side was like, God bless you. I was like, she was like, what's your name? I was like, don't worry about that. Just take it as a blessing and just pass it on. Just pass it on. Because I remember, damn, God, every time you bless me, I'm gonna bless somebody else. And that's what I do. As hard as it is, as hard as I'm struggling, I'm trying to survive in this world. Like I said, I'm 6 months out. But I got my own house. I got a car. I just set up a jacuzzi 2 days ago in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing, I got a mouth to feed. I got a 14-year-old now. So I'm doing everything in my power to be a better person. I'm trying to show society that child, that monster is not who I am today. I have a heart now. I love helping people. I will give my last to somebody. I know that this is the woman that God wanted me to be. And when I had got a call a couple of days ago, and like, Jackie, your other interview with People Fighting was too much, and the victim's family felt some type of way, and the gangs felt, and I was like, so they was like, they feel like you still getting? No, I'm not still getting. So I was determined when I get to this interview to make it clear, like, no. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I was in the moment. You know how we get in the moment and we get the, I'm not, no, it's not that. It's not that. It was just at that moment that I, was in it. But as far as who I am today, I'm a woman. I have learned to be a woman, and I am my mother's child. She is all over.
Yeah. So, I kind of want to back up just a little bit. So, how long did you get sentenced for?
2 life sentences.
2 life sentences?
My first conviction was 1 life. Then I went back in '96 for a retrial. When I went back on retrial, they found me guilty again and gave me 2 life sentences.
I don't even understand.
Because it's not double jeopardy, because when you go back for a retrial and you can be tried again, they can sentence you to what they're going to say. It can be less or more. So me thinking I was going to get less because my statement was thrown out. The detectives who arrested me dirty, grimy, fucking bullets. And they now too are convicted of setting people up. So they had already had the statement planned out for me. All I did was sign it. So everything that was on that statement was all lies. You know what I'm saying? They made up their own thing. So when the statement was thrown out, I went back for a retrial. Of course, me still being young, I was money hungry. And was like, oh, they gonna pay me $100 for every day I spent locked up. So when they came at me with a deal of 25 years, I was like, hell no, I ain't taking that shit, they gonna pay me. And the judge got so mad that she brought the statement back in the United States Supreme Court. And they found me guilty and I got sentenced to 2 life sentences. Greed, thinking that, oh, I'm untouchable. Oh, it won't happen to me. And I end up coming back with 2 life sentences. And then I end up trying to fight it again, and I lost it. That was my last appeal. And they told me no. And now, at that moment, I said, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. It's over. This is my home. And I believe that for years ago, even till my mom and dad, I'm going to die in prison. This is my home. And when the law changed, and they called me and said, it was 2013. 14, they told me, they was like, the law just changed, but we're trying to make it retroactive. I said, I don't know law. It was like juveniles no longer be sentenced to life in prison. And all the officers kept coming to me, I'm home. I was like, I am home. Get the fuck out my room. Jackie, you finna go home. They talking about your rules. Oh my God, I told you you'll go home congratulations. And I'm sitting there like, for what?
Yeah, because you just said something I totally forgot. You were fucking 15 years old. Damn. I totally even, that part of the story I forgot all about you. And they gave you a life sentence at 15 years old. And then in 2000, and what year was that?
I went back in 2013, they changed the law. But they were fighting it to.
No, I'm saying, what year was it when you got convicted from? I'm trying to figure out the
92.
timeline. So, okay, from 92 to 2013.
Yeah. Okay.
Like 21 you had did at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it took another 10. Damn. God. And you said you didn't even want to come home?
That was my name.
Was it, because I always hear of people getting out of jail, they're scared to, I guess, to reestablish themselves in the world again. And so that's part of, I don't know that world no more. I know I'm more comfortable here now. You know what I
Let
mean?
me tell you something. I got bars in my room. I make sure I have bars in my room. I have cameras surrounding my whole house. Because I don't feel comfortable. This is not my life. This is not my home. My home is in prison.
I mean, I know that how you feel, but there is a bigger purpose for your life than you just, you know what I mean? It's a bigger purpose. So some way you have to find that release where you can forgive, because as long as you keep living like you in jail, you out here in the world is gonna feel like torture. You know what I mean?
It does. It does.
It's
I
gonna
wake
feel like
myself
torture.
up every morning. You know what I'm saying? But when I first came home, I didn't sleep for a couple of days. I couldn't sleep. You know what I'm saying? My niece came, my wife came, my nephew came, my best friend came from Chicago, and I just could not sleep. I could feel that either these people will come back and say it was a mistake, or I'm going to these people are going to come to heal. And I still feel the same way. I still feel like that's why my location is not to be told. I know you said that earlier in the podcast. I would.
No, I get it.
But my location is to be with him, because out of the fact that, I mean, there's still prints out there. People are not okay with me. People are not, and they know I'm not either. Y'all complaining about, oh, this bitch home. I didn't want to come home. It was, you got to take that up with God. This was a calling from God. He said to send me home, not me. So, you know what I'm saying? But because there is still a lot of people out there that feel like I should not be home, my life is in danger. So I have to live accordingly. I can't go out and like, oh, I live here, or I'm on the social media showing me off in front of the people. No, I can't do that.
I want that. I want that for you. I know you made mistakes in your life, but the only way that you can now, you've already, I guess you paid your debt to society. And the only way that you can redo anything moving forward is you just got to do good now moving forward. And I feel like that's where your heart is, you know what I mean? Because our interaction, I'm gonna tell you, you seem like the sweetest lady. You seem like the sweetest lady to me. Like, I couldn't even imagine you doing everything that, you know what I mean, that I seen on you. I couldn't even imagine that, because you seem just like the sweetest woman in the world, you know what I
Because
mean?
I had to learn. I had to come home and learn how to. When you're in prison, you treat as an animal. I had to come home and learn how to dress, how to act, how to sit like that, how to cook, for real, for real. I've done no prison cooking, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn. I'm still not learning to do this stuff. That's why I'm glad I got these. I'm that cleaning shit now for me. But, you know, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Like, I'm still trying to adapt to this world of society. I mean, like, and I'm very helpful. Like, I can try it and I'll stop it. You know what I'm saying? Or if I see something that somebody needs something, or so I could be somebody, a homeless guy, I know you want it for living, but I don't care. I'm like, come on, I'll put $5 out here, go give me that. Or somebody say, give me that $5. Or I see somebody with a baby, here, take $5. You know what I'm saying? It's because my thing now is I know I took 2 lives. What if I can save 1 life? I'm okay.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I wanted to ask you this about your stepdad, right? Are you familiar with Stockholm Syndrome? Do you think that
Elizabeth, what's it called? Elizabeth, who was that? Smart, the girl, the smart
yes.
girl?
Yeah. Do you think you suffer from that?
No, because my daddy is my daddy. He's been there for me through my whole incarceration. Like, he's not the man that he used to be. Let me just put it like this. If my father would have never changed the way he was, then I would have fucked him.
What you mean?
As far as if he was still in the lifestyle that he was when I was a child, I wouldn't associate with him. I wouldn't have nothing to say to him. You know what I'm saying? And he had to prove to me that he's a different man. Even when he got my nieces and nephew, my niece used to come to prison to see me faithfully as a child, and she can tell you, I used to question her all the time. Is somebody touching you? Like, is it? She's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, what the fuck is, you know what I'm saying? And as she grew up, I did that. I questioned her every time. Are you being touched? You can tell me. You know what I'm saying? Because in the back of my head, I always felt like my daddy would do something. You know what I'm saying? So when she was like, no, and my daddy had to prove himself to me that he is not that man, If I had a baby girl right now, if I had a daughter, gave birth right now to a daughter, guess what? She'll be in my daddy's arms. Because I know he going to protect her, not do nothing to her. He is not the man he was when he was on drugs. He was an addict, and man, my daddy was a monster. But today, he's a man of God, and he will help and give his last for any and everyone. He's the man that you can sit here and hold the You would not, the way you say, you sit here and you talk to me like you would have never thought. If you sit here and talk to my daddy, you'll be like, dang, this can't be you. This cannot be who she was talking about. Because my daddy he's amazing. He's an amazing father, amazing grandfather. He stood up and he made shit right. And he made it right with his grandkids. He made it right with, you know what I'm saying, through my mother when I got in Christ. He made it right, and he deserves a second chance just like I do.
That's the part I want you to see for yourself. You know what I mean? All the stuff that your dad was, right? He made it right. He was good. He's living a whole different lifestyle. I want you to see that for yourself. You know what I mean?
Good one. That was a setup. That was a setup, but you got me on that one. You got me on that one.
I do.
All right.
So, now that, so you did 31 years.
Yes.
Yeah, where were you stationed at?
At first, I was in the White Correctional Center. Then they closed down in 2013. I went to Logan Correctional Center. And in 2018, I did an interstate compact to the state court and did 4 years.
And so now, what is the plan moving forward? What do you want to establish from your life moving forward? Is there a big plan? Do you have like things that you want to accomplish now?
Right now, my thing is, like I said, I'm looking for jobs. I have 11 mouths to feed. You know what I'm saying? So I've always wanted a child. And somebody, what's a child you always wanted? And I was like, and it's crazy because growing up, I didn't like my niece. When she was a baby, I couldn't stand her ass. I just couldn't because she was mean. She was mean. She had the mouth. She'll come to prison 3, 4, 5 years old. I don't care what you want to do. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bitch. I told my sister, like, get her away from me. I hate her. Get her away from me. I don't like her. And the second that I came home, my baby was there. She was there. You know what I'm saying? She was there, and I was like, damn, that's it. And then when she got herself into a little trouble, I had to come save my baby. I could not let her go down. I refused. And I talked to her, and I'm like, I cry to her all the time, and I tell her, like, baby, you know what happened to me. You know what I did. And I just don't want her to make the same mistakes I made. So my goal is to be a better example for her, to make her life right, to give her everything that I never had, to do things with her that I never did. Nobody could ever help me because of the fear for my father. So I want to be the one to step up and help her. You know what I'm saying? And it don't stop there. I want to go help other kids. I want to go into schools. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to write a book. I want to do a movie. I want to do it all. I want the world to know that the Jacqueline Martinez, not just the Loca D. See, the Loca D is out there on every channel, YouTube, whatever it may be. You always gonna see that dumbass 15-year-old throwing gang signs on TV. Well, I don't want them to just know me for that. I want them to know that I'm coming home to save lives. I'm coming home to save people's kids. I'm coming home to make differences. Like I said, I am a certified dog groomer and dog trainer. So even though I'm working my 2 jobs now, I'm trying to get some grants, federal grants or whatever, because I do want to open up my own business. I want to do dog grooming and dog training. And I want to hire kids, young kids. I want the kids to learn. I want you to find a trade that can help them. So my goal is to open up a business and hire young teenagers. So instead of turning your back and going to the games, I'll give you a dog. Let you help you train a dog. That's what I want to do.
I can see that. You might be able not be able to hire them officially.
No, they can volunteer. They can come in. And
Yeah,
it's like
that's what I'm
a
about to say.
program. A
Yeah.
program for them. But I want them to learn the trade. I want them to have a dog, because a dog is very therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? You can be sad and feel lonely, and a dog will put a smile on your face. So instead of running to the games or running to the drugs, I got something for you. Like,
How did you get a taxi dog? Did you have a dog as a kid or?
Actually, in prison, I took dog grooming and dog training. And I'm, like I said, I am a certified dog groomer and dog trainer. I've raised dogs. I've trained dogs professional. I've had dogs, train a dog to ring a bell to let you know he want to go outside. I train a dog while I'm hitting my watch and he go and get my medicine and bring it to me. Or if I'm acting like I can't breathe, he'll bring the asthma pump. If I fall out and have a seizure, they'll go get help. So I've done that. I can train the dogs to walk blind. So I'm a blind person. So I've done that. So I love dogs. Love them. And I know that kids nowadays would love to have that. They can put all their affection into a dog and know a dog will love them.
Is there any particular dog that's better than the other or that you like working with?
A golden retriever is a very lovable dog. It's good for families. It's good for kids. And you can train them. It's just like a German Shepherd. German Shepherd you can train real good too. But a golden retriever, a golden retriever.
I don't like German Shepherd.
A golden retriever is good for kids, and they listen. They listen very well, and they're easy to train.
Yeah. Those golden retrievers, I always used to see them on sitcoms when I was
Yeah,
a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I think that would be dope. I think that would be super dope, where you have troubled kids, right? Come in and take some responsibility. You have to do like tasks. I could definitely see that.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
That's my goal. That's what I want to do. So right now, I am in the process of trying to get some federal grants. I'm trying to get somebody to back me up, and you know, see if we can get started. Because I'm a firm believer that it takes a village to raise a kid. It's not no more. Oh, that's my baby. Don't tell me what the fuck to do, lads. No, baby. Let me help you out. It's our baby. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So that child can become somebody and not be another scientist. All that child in prison. Oh, you want to know in prison like your daddy? You gonna be in prison like your mama? Yeah. Might be the more you get your daddy out. But you gotta start somewhere. And if everybody like, well, that's not my business. That's not my baby. That's not my business. I got time to be in somebody else's business. It is your business when that's gonna be the first person. It could be that kid to take your kid out. When you could have helped that kid not get to that point. Oh, it's your business now.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to remember like when that transition was different, because I remember my neighbor telling on me to my mama when we was out the house, or you know what I mean. But now I don't see
people
that.
mind their business.
Yeah.
Now people like, they got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But it has to go back to that. It needs to go back to that. You see a troubled kid, help them. Don't think, oh, look at them, they bad. Oh, they bad as fuck. Don't bring that baby to my house. Baby, come on over.
Yeah.
Come on over. Come play with the dog. You know what I'm saying? I have a dog in my house, and my dog loves everybody. My dog don't bite. And she's a pit bull mix. And my baby do not bite. She's very lovable. She was sleeping in bed. As soon as you come in, she'll look at you, smell you, and be like, go get her ball. And bring her right on over. Come on, let's go play ball. So she can catch. She knows when I'm gonna have a seizure. She won't leave my side. Everything. Like, if she know I'm mad, she'll come lick my hand and be like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? She love my niece. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my thing is with dogs, because I really believe that if I can get somebody to back me up on this, any type of federal grant, any rich people out there listening, you know.
You take it directly to the people. Like, do the GoFundMe or something.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that, because I really, really, really want to work with kids. I believe that if you're not investing in me, don't think about it like, oh, here she come, a convicted murderer asking me for money. No, it has nothing to do with me. It's not about me. It's about our future for tomorrow youth. Our future for tomorrow's youth. If we don't stop it now, you're gonna be paying more when they're in prison. Or when you gotta bury your family member because this person had killed your family member. Well, we could have just stopped it now. We could have prevented it now. So I'm thinking about the future here. I'm tired of seeing kids go to prison for murder and drugs and gangbanging and stealing cars. Baby, no, come on. Let's make it. By the time my niece get ready to grow up, guess what? She don't smoke weed no more. I don't let her smoke weed in my house. I don't let her do a lot of shit. She might cry and hate me to death. I don't give a damn. But I guarantee you, when my baby get ready to grow up and go back home to Chicago, she's gonna be an educated fool. She is gonna have everything she needs to know how she's supposed to be treated, and she's gonna know that she can get on the right way and not the bad way.
Yeah. Man.
Cause she knows she see her titi work hard every day and come home with money and be like, come on baby, let's go, we're gonna go. Because I worked hard for that. It's not something that you can say you gave to me, I worked for it. I didn't take it from nobody, I didn't got to worry about nobody taking it back. I worked hard for this money and I can spend it the way I want to spend it.
Well, Jackie, welcome home.
Thank you.
Thank you for tapping in with us.
Anytime.
We appreciate you. And I want to set up something like a GoFundMe or something. The link we're gonna do a GoFundMe. The link is going to be in the bio. If you want to donate to Jackie's foundation to get her dog training started, please tap on the link below and donate. Okay. Do you have any way of people getting in contact with you, or do you want people to contact you?
That's not a problem. I have I still have I have a separate number.
No, give your number.
I'm not getting, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, baby, I give you that number. They can go. I have my Facebook page. I have Snapchat. I have Instagram. They can look me up. You know what I'm saying?
What is it, Jackie?
My Facebook is Jordan Martin, Martian. My Instagram is Cutie.
Okay.
She did that. But they can always, and actually in Pink Confinement, if they go look up Pink Confinement, everybody can leave messages there. I'm getting ready to start my own YouTube, so I'm gonna have everything linked up there. It's called Return of the Legend, Jackie Martinez. I will be going on there, and I will be starting my YouTube. Subscribe, look me up. And, I'm just going to talk about everyday life. It's not going to be all that ghetto shit. Thinking you're going to, Local D is out. Local D is dead. We're going to talk some real shit. You're going to learn the outcome and the turnaround of Jacqueline Martinez.
Thank y'all for tapping in. Dope. So,